Hey, Pretty and Pride listeners. This week, Ken and I cover a mix of topics from the Real Housewives of Potomac to the Omegaverse and to what our last meal will be, specifically dinner. And lastly, we round it out with a question that I'm sure you've asked yourself before. What Real Housewives franchise would you select if you could pick which one to join? Thanks for tuning in.
Okay. I don't fear no man, but I'ma still put 60 in this Drake. Set it off like Queen Latifah, nigga playing with my cake. Split the bag up with my brother, 50-50 what we made. I can't let no nigga eat that ain't contribute to this plate. Run it up.
Hello, my pretties. Welcome back. I'm your host, Ken.
I didn't expect her to start. I was taking a drink of my Pepsi.
No.
Let's keep going, though. I'm your host, Kiki.
And we're back for another week.
Staying consistent.
Yes.
Yes.
At least doing that. We forgot our mics.
It's fine. It's a gag.
How was your week?
My week was pretty busy, but it was good. Yeah.
What was good about it?
I got a lot of work done at work and a lot of work done with my volunteering.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
An accomplished week.
Yes.
I would say that my week was similar in that I came into it, for the past 2 weeks, I've come into each work week concerned about the pending deadlines, the doom of them. And then once I actually started getting the work underway, everything went pretty smoothly. I had a brief hiccup where I've been having some access issues, but they got resolved relatively quickly and the timelines I set for myself were met. So
Cool. Going into your weekend trip.
yes,
Accomplished.
I'm going to be gone for a short jaunt, which is nice.
Those are always fun.
Yeah. I don't have any plans other than to see my good friend, maybe plan our mutual friend's upcoming birthday trip. But for the most part, just room service, hanging out. Although
The dream.
she wants to go see some exhibit, and I'm also gonna go out. We're also gonna go out to dinner. But then Sunday, before I fly back, I'm just living for the breakfast in bed situation. Yes. So it'll be nice.
It will be nice.
Something like that's always nice. And then head into the rest of March, where next week is probably the week where I don't really have a lot of deadlines, except for the ones I've created for myself through my own procrastination.
And it's also daylight savings. So we got to live through that. I think I'm going on a work trip sometime this month.
Yeah, I saw that invite come through my calendar, and I was like, tentative.
It's pretty much confirmed. I think I'll book it on Monday, so.
Okay. I don't think I've ever been to that place. I don't think I've ever thought of going to that place.
Yeah.
Stop yawning at me.
It'll be something. But I'm excited to get more into, the different facets of my new-ish job. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. Something else really exciting that happened this week is I, a woman of my word, started Real Housewives of Potomac. Boom! Now I only watch one episode, but I went to go watch one today on my TV because you're like, it's background. So I was like, I'll put it on and I'll TikTok at the same time. I wasn't logged into Peacock on my TV. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. This is back to TikTok, okay?
Immediately give up.
Immediately no. But I did, we were texting about it. I'm like, season 1 episodes can be so tough because everyone, especially in the later Housewives franchises, because they have a blueprint.
Yep.
And everyone's trying to establish themselves.
Yep.
And so they're being so cringy by trying to have a moment. And I'm like, okay, it's a little bit of a hard watch, but I know that after that, they'll get into their groove.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the first episode, I was like, what is going on?
Yeah. It's rough because the wigs are bad.
Yeah.
The clothes are bad.
Why were they talking so much about etiquette on the first episode? I'm like, etiquette? They don't even talk about this in none of the other ones. Like, what is going on in Maryland or Potomac? Is that Maryland?
Maryland, yeah.
Okay, cool.
What's going on in Maryland? That's the other thing, too, about these early franchises is that, they know that this is a job that is hinging on them creating storylines and being of interest to viewers. And so I feel like you start feeling that probably around season 3, where you feel like some of these storylines are feeling a little
just
forced.
like totally made up.
Yeah. And also just like, you know, like the people who are in this for the job, which is like, I get it.
Yeah.
This is entertainment. You're trying to
You
get
gotta do what you gotta do,
you know? But like,
But do it better.
Yeah.
Be more natural.
yeah, I feel like you just know that, no spoilers over here, but it's
I'll
just
take
like,
spoilers.
it's just like you definitely can tell that like they have unwritten contracts on these shows amongst one another because they're coworkers of like, you know, they're meant to be shady in their interview, in their like one-on-one interviews. They're trying to, you know, continue dragging out fights. You think when you watch this that you're like, if this is how my friends behaved and acted every time I came around, I would be so fucking done with these people. But like they know that this is par for the course.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting because when I started watching, you had like already kind of known a little bit about the Googles on the ladies. Okay. And the ones that you were like, who do you like? And I was saying it, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, because I don't know yet who goes on from season 1. So I only just met these ladies.
Season 1, Remnants.
Definitely Giselle, definitely Karen Huger, definitely
Ashley.
the other, like, Robin. She continues, right?
Ashley and Robin. Yep.
Okay. But not Charisse.
Nope.
Good. She kind of annoyed me on episode 1.
Oh, yeah, you were.
I was like, okay, so I'm sorry, you're having a fully catered, bartended, chairs brought in event, and then your friend has to come over to cook crabs for you? That sounds insane. I can't believe they agreed to that, even if it is just for TV.
Yeah, it's almost like, hey, what are you doing? Okay, well, I need to have a moment over there. And the things that they fight about, you know, who's sitting in the center of the table. It's just like, okay. This is silly. I'm in season 6 right now. They've brought in, since the first season, there are now 3 new cast members.
Okay.
Karen continues to get better and better.
Yeah.
Knowing what I know now, I'm just like, ugh, you know.
Yeah.
You can kind of see, you can see sprinklings of it when you know that throughout the show, where someone even mentions it, like, apparently Karen just drunk dials everyone, like, in the middle of the day.
Okay, I'm interested.
Yeah, like, she doesn't do this on the show, but, like, they talk about the fact that, like, man, I love when Karen calls me drunk, because that's the only time she's really honest, and it's just, like, so you kind of start seeing the breadcrumbs of this. Mia is new on this season, and I didn't realize this, but like I remember when the news story came out where she was like arrested for like stealing furniture from like an Airbnb rental or something.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would recognize her.
Yeah. It wasn't until because I learned, I was like, who is this lady and like what's going on? She is married to someone who is 30 some odd years her senior. Ooh. You know, whatever. Again, we've talked about this. I'm glad some ladies can do the sprinkle. I am not built for that, clearly. But anywho, I remember when the story broke, like when I saw the story come across my newsfeed, but I hadn't watched the franchise, so I wasn't invested. But then I was like, oh my God, that was her. So that's interesting. She's not on the show anymore, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Because I think she moved to a different part of the country, so.
In episode 1, I know I just have very limited context, but there was a confessional and Karen Huger takes a water bottle with the wrapping taken off with a straw in it. I was like, that's liquor. I know it now. I know it. So I agree that like, even in the first episode, I'm like, I could see the sprinklings.
Yeah.
I know how this story ends.
Yeah, we know how the story ends. And there are definitely like throughout the show where it's like, there's this one part where they're in Portugal and she's like not drinking, but she's like only drinking wine or something. She also had like gotten freaking wasted and was just, this is like producer cam, you know, they do producer cams. She's freaking wasted, just like, it's just like, oh my God. So it's like, you know, again, this is someone who knows that this is a job and is trying to button it up as much as she can. And
That's the best we got.
That's
The best we got.
So I'm interested to see what the other seasons bring. It is background noise for me. I'm very enthralled and intrigued because, again, I'm like, what? These ladies are just fighting over silly things.
Speaking of unwritten contract rules, I've said this before, probably on the pod, that the rule I don't agree with is that the kids are off limits. So I think everything's within limits for reality TV. And I feel like too many people these days, when like on Reddit, they're like, I can't believe they would say she has a weird body. I can't believe Lisa Rinna would do. I'm like, first of all, let me stop you there. I can believe all of it. I'd say you could, you know, a low blow isn't nice, but this is reality TV, baby. You know?
I don't know how I would feel about that. Like, I think that the idea that you can't talk about people's husbands or marriages when
It's
it's
ridiculous.
like you've brought these adult people into this situation.
Yes.
You're bringing your husbands around. They're totally on limits. Like, they have this thing where it's like, oh, if it's reported in the blogs, then they shouldn't be talking about it. But it's like,
they're just making up rules, blocking the audience. Like, you're just self-producing. And I don't like. I'm not saying you should go after the children.
Right.
But like when Nene's son got arrested for shoplifting. I don't think it's off limits to mention that and to, you know, say
no.
I just don't think that's off limits.
Also, he was like an adult.
Oh, well, I also wouldn't think it's off limits to talk about Kim Zolciak's kids if they did something. Like, I don't think you should be like. Anyways, so I'm just saying I don't think it's off limits.
Like it's really hard because I think in some context it's like, do these kids have any agency? Right, their parents are kind of exploiting them in a way where it's like. Maybe we shouldn't let them be further exploited.
That's true.
Like, at least not by us intentionally in any way. So I can understand where they're coming from in some way, but it's like for the husbands or the marriages, it's like,
it's
no,
crazy.
Nothing, even if it's gossip, it's food for fodder.
I agree.
If you know that it's fake gossip, I think that's different. Like if you know that you're planting the story to create the gossip, which is I think where people in Beverly Hills came after Lisa Vanderpump, because that was the storyline they were running with, which was that like LVP planted a story about the dog to make Dorit look bad, and then like wanted to talk about this fucking dog.
Yeah.
And it's like, actually, Lisa wants to talk about her dead brother and like the fact that she's grieving. She doesn't give a shit about this dog any more than the fact that she probably doesn't really like Dorit because Dorit's annoying.
Dorit is annoying.
Anyways, I thought about like, should I go back and rewatch Beverly Hills because I enjoyed that, and
so good.
probably I will because I've missed so much of the post Vanderpump seasons.
Yeah.
But some of that is pretty hard to watch. Like the Taylor Armstrong storyline is very hard to watch in hindsight.
Camille Grammer being super cringy all the time. That's really hard to stomach.
Camille thing is, but also the Taylor Armstrong meme is like, also, you know, I've used that meme plenty of times and it's like, ugh, problematic hindsight. But Beverly Hills being the first franchise where it's like, yeah, these people are really rich. They're actually, they have money.
Unattainable.
Yes.
I feel like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City also does a lot of the you can't talk about my marriage. Well, they say it, and then they get mad at the other person for talking about their marriage, but then they talk shit about them. It's like so hilarious that like, I'm like, what are you doing? First of all, you can talk about the marriage, and second of all, it's just a weird, committed to rule that they throw out at each other.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's interesting and fascinating too, because when you find out that like, okay, this cast member has a substance abuse issue, right? It's like, you know that Bravo behind the scenes probably knew that, but was not trying to exploit them for that, which I find fascinating because Katie Roast is also on the first season of Potomac.
Okay. I don't know if I've been introduced to her yet.
She's trying to get her boyfriend to like propose to her.
Oh yeah.
And she like loves white men.
And she has 2 kids or something?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I think she has 2 kids and maybe she has another kid more recently. But, you know, she's been in like current day life, she has been struggling with substance abuse, and it's like they allude to, like one of the cast members like kind of alludes to it, like I think Katie's like a little off, but like you can tell that the producers aren't making the edit look a certain way, and so like it's interesting when you find out that like these people are, you know, they have drinking problems or like they have these marital issues, where it's like, if these cameras are truly following them as, you know, even if they have scheduled days, like they would probably catch those things most likely, but they're not going out of their way to like exploit these people in some ways.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. As best as as best as I think they probably can. But it's just interesting because it makes me think about like, what are the contracts that these cast members have with Bravo? About, like, you know, if they have a fight with their husband, like, what can they show? You know, if they have a fight with, you know, someone, like, what are they allowed to show? So, I don't know.
I think it also must be hard because even if you already have some semblance of money, like in Potomac, let's say you get paid $300,000 an episode. Now you have to, like, the pressure to spend that money to make it look like you're, you know, like, I don't think they ever catch up. And that's why I do believe Dorit is broke. So she's for sure broke. Allegedly.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, they're, especially in Beverly Hills, like, they're not playing with that money.
Yeah.
In Potomac, they certainly can. Like, they might.
Bro, what is going on? That's mine.
Chill on it. Yeah, like, in Potomac, it's like, okay, you know, designer handbags and everyone, you know, wears heels everywhere. And, like, everyone's trying to wear designer, you know, everything. But they're not buying the cars and spending the type of money that the women on Beverly Hills are spending. I mean, I could imagine, how do I keep up with Kathy Hilton?
Yeah, but still better than most of the world. And I was surprised that a lot of these people's, like, ex-husbands were part of the NBA. I was like, I don't know what I was expecting. Not that, but
yeah. I don't know what I was expecting.
I guess I'm not up to date with the Maryland dating pool.
I did.
What's
available. And also, this is not like a predominantly black part, like a black part of Maryland, right?
Yeah.
Like this is supposedly like the wealthier part of Maryland.
Yeah.
But for whatever, you know, but the fact that Bravo chose to hone in on a predominantly black cast
very interesting.
Is very interesting. Yeah. It's really funny because Robin identifies as black and Katie identifies as biracial. She's just like, girl, you need to look at your genealogy. Like, East Coast is just a different vibe altogether. But, like,
it's true.
Whatever. Also, like, don't put me on TV begging a man to marry me.
Oh my God.
Please.
Well, does he?
He proposes. They don't get married. And it's one of those things where, again, early seasons, she's not brought back because she's not interesting enough.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, they're trying to cultivate this storyline of, like, oh, he's finally going to propose. And I'm sure he does, but probably didn't mean it.
Boring.
Don't be with me for this many years to live with me. And, you know, I could never.
No.
No, thank you.
No.
So I'm interested for you to get into the rest of it and see what you think. I'm probably going to be finished by the time you reach where I'm at right now.
Where are you at?
I'm in season 6. I'm about to hit the reunion.
Power watch. You're going to be gone this week. I'm not committing to that. But I'm going to try to catch up somewhat while you're gone this weekend.
I found like it's pretty easy if it's like put on in the background because these aren't deep threads that you really need to understand.
But are you TikTok and watching at the same time?
I'm reading. Sometimes I'm TikToking and watching is hard because
it's really hard.
You can't also listen to the audio.
Yeah.
So, for someone who has to watch a plot of something on TikTok, I can see it being very hard. If I was just watching people ramble about, which is what I'm seeing right now, which is like my bank account every time I'm out traveling type content. That's an easy watch on TikTok. Wow. Whatever you're watching, you know, the man I love treats me like shit, but his uncle's nice to me.
The imperial
and he's
aunt
the true chairman,
returns, gets
that
reborn.
type of thing. Yeah, probably
Love that
can't
shit.
just watch that.
I'm watching one right now, actually, in the middle of one.
I am reading. I was reading this story, and it's one of those stories where probably very similar to the C-dramas you've encountered, where it's like the male lead is so awful as a character.
Yeah.
Like, there's no redemption value.
Yeah.
But and I'm reading it like, how long do I have to go through this? And then there's just torment and angst. And then I finally finished that and I enjoyed it. So now I'm moving on to another, I'm doing exactly what you're doing, but with pictures. No sound. Moving on to the next one.
I'm okay with a horrible second male lead. The original boyfriend that, treats her like shit. She finds her real love. He somehow in this, she's married to someone else already. She's doing it to get back at me. It's like so delusional. As long as the female lead doesn't put up for it for too long. And that's really it. I'm like, I can't. Oh, and they never get back together. If they get back together, I'm like, what is this?
How dare you do this to me?
He's not going to torture you for 70 episodes and have a moment and be like, I was wrong about you. I'll make it up to you. We're not playing that over here.
No. There's this thing that I'm going to talk to you about that you're not going to want to hear.
Okay.
So there's this story type in BL, boy love, which is called Omegaverse. It also exists.
Oh, I've heard about this.
It also exists in hetero romance.
It's okay.
But for those of us who are fans of the BL genre, we thoroughly enjoy it because men get pregnant in Omegaverse.
Maybe I haven't heard about this.
What?
What do you call the dom and the sub in Omegaverse?
So that's actually a completely different genre. So there is such a thing as dom and sub, where how to describe it? Basically, like in order for them to be like okay, they have to provide a command, and the sub has to receive the command, type of thing. In Omegaverse, it is pheromones.
Okay.
So there's an alpha, beta, and an omega.
Okay.
And the alpha can be male, or like that's their secondary gender. Their primary genders are like what they're presenting as like female, male. And then if they're betas, they can't smell pheromones, and like most of the population is beta. So like we would be betas, right?
I don't know about that.
Probably not. But like they can't smell pheromones, but like an alpha that smells an omega's pheromones goes into rut, and the omega can go into heat. Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay. So they
like
get pregnant.
Essentially, it's essentially like a vessel that allows for like the male bottom in these relationships to secrete fluids that they obviously don't normally secrete, right? That's like the general.
Chat, please help me out.
Oh my God. So anyways, one of the problems with this story is that they often involve a lot of abuse and rape.
And then they get back together?
It's more about, it's not like they break up and get back together. It's like they're living in a society where omegas are oppressed because of this like
pheromonal
same type
instinct
of narrative that we hear about why women get sexually assaulted, right? Like that it's their fault because they're leaking their pheromones type of thing.
So all omegas are attractive to all alphas, or is there special pheromones for your alpha?
Okay. So when an alpha and an omega form a bond, then only they can smell one another's pheromones.
Oh.
So like basically the alpha has to bite the omega, so it's very animalistic too. Like they're like wolves, right? Like this is like based on like wolf pack mentality type thing, right? Once the alpha like falls in love with an omega, like they will mark them usually by biting their neck.
Okay.
And then like only that alpha can smell that omega's pheromones.
But then they fall in love with them and then sexually assault them?
So a lot of the stories are essentially like, oh, like I didn't know you were an omega and I'm an alpha, and like you've gone into heat unexpectedly and we're locked in this room, and so I'm gonna take care of it. And so it's kind of questionable consent. That's a lot of them fall into this, like, it's not necessarily violent, but it's very dubcon, questionable, dubious. The story I was reading was like they both have motivations that are not necessarily like one's motivations in this story is like unrelated to the omega's motivations, but like there's a lot of like definite just assault essentially. But like over the course of time, they try to redeem the alpha,
Yeah.
So it's
there was a good reason he assaulted you.
Not necessarily even a good reason, but just like, oh, he's really sorry about it.
Okay.
Like he fell in love with you and blah, blah, blah.
There is something like that in a lot of the sea dramas. They have a lot of aphrodisiacs in China is what I've gotten. They will aphrodisiac incense, aphrodisiac pills. They will spike your drink.
Yep.
And they always try to set you up. Now that's definitely rape. But when it's the male lead and the female lead and they kind of lost control, that's not rape. There's a lot of like drinking and having sex, or like she's drunk or on these pills and she's asking, and he's like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yes, please." Okay, yeah. While she's drugged out, she's sure. So same, but different.
Same. And it's fascinating because as someone who's like maybe just starting off in this genre, it's like you don't know what the world building is like, and so you're like, okay, at a certain point when you've read enough, like you can tell when commenters on certain stories are like, I can't read another story with this, you know, because it's like I just, you know, and truly like we want loving, consensual stories. They don't need to have these tropes in them. And so there's always this like, do I want to invest my time in reading this story? So there was a lot of me reading it and being like, man, I hope he gets his revenge, you know? Like, I really love a story where, because usually what happens is, okay, the alpha impregnates the omega. The omega decides they're going to run away. And in that process, the alpha goes through this whole chasing arc of like, I was awful, I was terrible. And that's not just in these stories. That's usually in a lot of these stories. But like, it just, you know, the addition of male pregnancy into them is like an enjoyable aspect of boy love that I find, you know, enjoyable.
That was deep. Is that what you wanted to talk about?
I just wanted to chit chat about it because I feel like there's a lot of similarity in some
I just wasn't sure if you were leading somewhere with that or you just wanted to school me on the Omegaverse.
I mean, not necessarily school you, but like I feel like it's probably not something you're going to encounter in the Chinese. It's very common in the Korean and Japanese.
Interesting. I do enjoy somewhat. Like some people don't. I think I said this. Like I feel like I've seen this story before, but it was different actors at a different time. I actually like the consistency of themes because like. I like there's something there in the culture. I don't know what it is that makes the aphrodisiacs so apparent and visible in all of their things. And like I know it's going to happen. Yeah. You know? But anyways.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of things that are funny to me. Like for whatever reason, if there's I obviously read these manhwas and manga, which are usually black and white. The manhwas are in color. The red-haired characters are always evil. Like they, you know,
I love that stuff. I'm like, oh, she's the evil one.
Yep. It's like if you see, you're just like, you know, you're on pins and needles to find out what the, you know, what the intentions of that red-haired character are.
A green tea bitch and the Z-dramas.
And then when you find one that's the male lead, you're like, okay, how's this gonna go? Oh, green flag. Okay, we love to see a green flag. And then there are like so, you know, finding the community on TikTok and in the comments of like the black flags that we accept. There are some stories where it's like, there's no redemption. Take with that what you will, you know? And, you know, luckily they tell you before you start reading them, like spoiler tags, this is going to be rough.
Yeah.
And you get to decide.
I do love the TikTok comments that tell me that this was a really good one, strong female lead. Or when they're like, this wasn't worth it, they drag it out. I'm like, thank you, I'll actually skip it, surprisingly. Yeah.
I'm struggling right now because, as you know, the site that I loved went down.
I know.
And it was really good at having like a really comprehensive like comment section and like the tags and like you kind of knew where to look and you like I knew what the rating of something was and if something was below a 7, it's like, I'll read it if I'm bored, but it's not going to be good. Now I'm finding like, okay, I'm finding complete stories, good quality translations, but they don't have any comments or they maybe have 1 or 2 and you know like okay I can't read, you know, I'm reorienting myself to this new
world
site. So so okay you know there's a story I was reading, I was like, oh my god, what chapter? Only on chapter 18. How many chapters are there? 83. Oh my god, you know, it's like how much of this can I actually tolerate? And sometimes it's like I actually can't tolerate any of this.
It is same but different with it. Just appears with no glasses.
Oh my god, that's a story that I'm in the middle of. He's actually a script consistency person.
Oh
my god, it's so good, but it's ongoing.
Oh.
So that makes it terrible because I'm like, okay, I don't want to chase when the next upload is. And then how many seasons is this? Because okay, you just started season 3. What are we talking about? 2 more seasons?
Yeah, earlier this weekend I got caught into that C drama on TikTok. It was 100 episodes, which was already longer than I like to go for, but it was really good.
I literally talked about this last week.
You did. I can't remember if I said it to you or on the pod. Anyways, there's the other thing that TikTok's doing is they will show you the C drama, and then at episode like 22, they lock it, so you have to pay for it. No. So now every time I pick an episode, I'm like, wait, hold on, let's make sure it's not one of those locked ones, because if I get into episode 22 and I can't see the rest, oh, buddy, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
So
there is when I first started reading these, I was reading stories, and I didn't know. I wasn't smart enough to know not to read stories that are ongoing. There's a story that has been ongoing for probably 8 years.
That's evil. You got to make up the ending in your head
Now,
and move on.
Mind you, it's so freaking good. I'm pretty sure there's an anime, like they actually have animated this. It's so freaking good that I've reread it several times.
Really?
Yeah, because sometimes I'll be like, I'll let it go, and then a year later I'll be like, let me go see if they've added, and they'll add a new volume. Girl, the reason why that is because it's written in Japanese, and then it gets serialized before it gets officially translated into English. So the time between when the volume comes out in Japanese and someone gets the volume in Japanese and either translates it to English or waits for the official is that time challenge.
Okay.
But anyways, there are some stories out there that I'm like, one day I will be in the completed section and I will see it pop up. And I'll be like, yes. But there's so...
You pull up my manga.
but this is exactly what happened. I was like, I can't do this to myself. Like, the longing it creates in me is like so deep and like meaningful that I'm like, I need resolution this minute.
Exactly.
And it's never coming.
8 years? Oh boy.
Yeah. I mean, anyhow, we don't have to belabor it, but I've learned a lot of lessons, and one of them is completed only, fully accessible and completed only.
Yeah.
There are some where it's like they're fan translations. Those sometimes can be really rough
Someone's trying to translate it before the official one comes out. Okay.
Yeah. So exactly, someone goes and pulls the raws. They scrub them clean of the Korean or Japanese. Then they have to go insert the English into it. Sometimes they do a good job of cleaning it. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they, so it's kind of sometimes can be a rough read if you're trying to read, like, especially a story that is supposed to be good and has depth. If the translation sucks, man.
I appreciate the effort if, like, I really need closure. But if I have to wait 8 years anyways, you're not moving any faster.
I didn't know this then, okay? Now what am I going to do? Now what am I going to do?
Is that your favorite one?
I can't say that it's my favorite because until it ends, I won't know.
Yeah.
But the story centers around basically like Yakuza.
Oh, okay.
And these two men that are both dealing with like their own stuff and sad and love and time skips. So like, it's just, there's just a lot going on. It's really well told. So we'll see how it ends. But right now they're in a situationship.
Ooh, 8 years in and they're in a situationship?
Okay, well, if you want me to
8 years into this volume writing? Okay.
So this story is about a man who is a Yakuza underboss. He's like not the boss, but he's an underboss. He was a lover of one of the bosses, but he kind of doesn't have any self-esteem and he doesn't really take anything seriously. And he kind of just lets anyone use him the way that they want to. Police, whoever. He has an underling that joins him. And there's electricity there. But, he's like not a serious person in that way. The underling is in love with him. And unfortunately, because there's also the overarching like infighting within the mob there, in order to like not have further harm, the underboss decides, like, they have this whole fight. They get injured. He's like, I'm going to leave this. Basically dumps the guy. And the guy's like, I am going to stay in this world so that I can remain by your place in whatever way that I can.
So both of them have no self-esteem.
there's time so basically they go without seeing each other for a while. And then they eventually see each other. And so there's like the politics of, you can't have loyalty to someone who is not in the Yakuza anymore, but this man is clearly in love with him, so he's very loyal, and there's just all of that playing in the background.
In these stories, is being gay, like, I don't want to say a normal thing, but like, is it like looked down upon in these stories, or is it like...
In Yakuza stories, especially BL stories, it's treated very normal.
Okay.
Like there may be some who throw out slurs or like they might feel like in this story specifically, like several people are in love with this underboss, but one of them like won't admit it, you know? And so it's just, the dynamics are, it's treated like it's normal and no one really talks about it, but it's also normal for them to have wives.
Okay.
And, you know, this is what the crime family's doing this, but like, it's not serious. It's just, you know, stress relief essentially.
Okay.
In most of the BL stories, like that seems to be an undercurrent where it's like, you can't really tell people that you work with that like this is your partner, you know? So some people are, you know, that's part of the story is like how they are dealing with like their own internalized homophobia, societal homophobia. Then there are some stories where it's totally normal, which is why the Omegaverse can kind of be like, in some ways, I think a reprieve where it's like, it's normal for alphas and omegas, regardless of their primary genders, to be in relationships. Sometimes a woman can be an alpha and the man is the omega. So like, what does that mean? Because the genitalia of alphas and omegas is different. The alpha has the ability to impregnate omega. So it's like, that stuff is kind of interesting and why like that universe is interesting. So to say it's treated as normal, I would say like in most of the Yakuza stories, it is treated as like normal in the BL stories.
Okay.
So, like that's what's going on. Whether or not that's actually happening in the Yakuza, I don't know.
Well, I was like, I wonder if there's like an undercurrent of like, we could never be together because I wouldn't be taken seriously as a crime about, which is like a whole different thing you have to conquer than just the normal horribleness of being a human on Earth.
Yeah.
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 I think I like that it's normal.
Yeah. It is, you know, but there, you know, it's also a world where like violence is is like the answer to things. And so that also makes
No, I'm just kidding.
that also makes like those dynamics also very terrible in some ways because it's like, yeah, if violence is how you are answering to certain things, then like it's not always the loving. All right. Well, I'm glad you let me take you down a little bit of a rabbit hole.
That was great. That was great.
I'm glad you enjoyed that because you never let me talk to you about stuff like this. We've never really tried, I guess.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're coming around because you're getting it.
Because I force you to listen to all of my C-drama shit all the time. So that's the least I could do.
I don't think people understand that like this is not just like you watching sorry. This is not just you watching C-dramas and like being annoyed when I FaceTime you. This is you and I in a shared space having a conversation, sitting down to talk, and you opening up your phone and just watching a C-drama directly in my face. Like, it's a diabolical behavior.
Yeah. And for some reason, even though I am just reading the subtitles, I need to hear the sound. Like I'm sometimes listening to it on full blast. Okay? Like I want to hear all the background music, the little noings, and yeah. I'm going to learn Chinese in no time.
Great.
Let's look at my phone, see if we can judge something up. No, I want to do another game today.
Okay, we'll do another game.
I thought it was hilarious that you were like, landfall. Wait, hold on.
That's the clip that I'm doing.
Landfall. No, landslide. I'm never kidding. I'm like, dreams? Like, no, there you go. I'm like, that's not dreams. Like, you were wrong 17 times, but it was funny because rewatching it, you know, where I'm like, do, and, you know, you're messing up. Like, are you done yet? You're driving me crazy. So, anyways, that was hilarious.
Like, oh, wait, we're actually going to have to redo that. You're like, no, we're leaving it in.
We're leaving it in. Okay, actually, as I say, let's do last meals. You're on death row.
Okay.
Are we playing Death Row last meal, or are we playing you've been told in advance the day you're going to die last meal?
Okay, so this isn't like I'm going to guess. This is just we're going to tell. This isn't like I'm guessing what your last meal would be.
Do you want to try to guess? I feel like that'd be really hard.
That would be so hard. To be fair, though, this is also just in general hard because we've established.
I guess there's no... Like there's a TikTok or maybe it's like a actual thing, but I always see them on TikTok where celebrities talk about what their last meal would be.
Dude,
but there's no
so fucking annoying too.
Also, there's no holds bar. You know, like I can name everything I've ever liked.
Yeah,
I'm thinking like, are we picking like one plate?
It's ridiculous because what the fuck do you mean oysters are your last meal? There's no fucking way I'm believing that. Like, be so for real. You cannot possibly. Don't piss me off,
Yes.
Elizabeth Olsen. Like, I swear to fucking God.
Like, oh yeah, she's definitely
Wanda
very Kate and Ashley's
just
sister.
pissing me off. Okay.
Okay, but are we doing like one plate, or are we doing whatever we want as our last ditch effort on Earth?
I think it's well established that we are such big backs. We talk about food almost as much as we talk about anything else on this podcast.
Okay.
I think we should treat our last meal similar to like if we like our last meal is like a Thanksgiving feast. Okay, so like you have your sides and you have your main and you have desserts, and I think we should treat it like that. Like you can have multiple. Like what would you bring to your last Thanksgiving?
Okay. Let's try it, because I feel like you veer on the side of, now I'm just listing all of my favorite foods. Like that's actually not the same question, you know?
Versus like you.
I actually have to have a Sophie's choice over here. So I say we do one appetizer. No.
Okay.
Two sides.
Okay.
Or maybe we'll do 3 sides. Only because I feel like an appetizer is a side, and then sometimes on a plate you'll get 2 sides, right?
Sure.
A main,
Okay.
a dessert, and a drink.
Okay. So, yeah, I think I do want to try and guess.
Okay.
I think it's adding a layer of crazy, though.
Okay.
Like, how close could we get? Okay, so do you
Not
want me
close
to
at
guess
all.
first?
Yeah.
Okay, are you going to say it like we did last time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, give me a second. Let me just.
Okay.
Okay.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we just start with what you said? One appetizer,
Or
2 sides?
Well, I guess it's just 3 sides or appetizers, because I feel like it's going to be the same.
Okay, so you're saying 3 sides, a main, a dessert,
and a drink.
and a drink.
Yeah.
Your last beverage.
Yeah.
Last beverage on Earth. Okay.
Last special. I still want water with this meal. Club soda don't count. Club soda don't count. Okay. So we're just starting with a side, is what you said.
I feel like, I mean, if you know all of that off the top of your head right now, then
I know
yeah.
some of them, but maybe not all of them.
Okay, what do you want to start with then? What do you know that you want to have me guess?
I know my main, and I can pick a side.
Can you stop doing that right in front of me? All right, so let's think about
This
it.
is
for a little
dinner.
bit then.
We'll do breakfast and lunch at a different time.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, last
Yeah.
breakfast is a totally different
Yeah, exactly,
beast.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. This is last dinner.
Last breakfast is
Last supper,
pretty
if you
much what
will.
I order every time. you definitely got that. Okay, so I need to think of my sides. So for my sides, I would like collard greens, Mexican elote, and a sweet potato casserole. For my main, I would like my dad to make me baby back ribs. And for my dessert, I would like apple crisp with a scoop of French vanilla on the side, specifically Bluebell, homestyle country French vanilla. And then for my beverage, I'm going to say an iced Americano.
I'm ready. Okay. Do you have any vegetables as your sides?
I do.
Okay. Is one of them Brussels sprouts?
No.
Vegetable. Asparagus?
No.
I'm already losing. Okay. I think your main is... God. Is it Indian food? Okay.
No. I think the thing that will help you is if the chef preparing this meal is dad.
Okay. Collards.
Yep.
Mac and cheese.
I was almost there though. Dad's not preparing one of the sides, I can tell you that.
Cornbread.
Oh no.
That sounds delish.
Yeah.
Okay. Collards.
Yep.
Is one of them potato based?
Yeah.
Are they mashed?
Yeah.
Okay. Mashed potatoes.
No.
Okay, I don't know then. Chicken? Is dad doing the main?
Yeah, Dad's doing the
Dad's
main.
doing the pork?
Specifically doing the main.
Hold on,
It
hold
is
on.
pork.
What?
You've grown up with me my whole life.
Is it ribs?
It is ribs.
Okay. You know, for a second I forgot ribs were
Baby back
were
ribs.
pork. That's why
Yeah.
I was ribs so delish. Wow.
I'm making a mess.
So you have collards, you have ribs, you have some form of a mashed potato that's not mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Literally can't get the potato? Are you okay? I won't shame you. This is hard.
Potato. Maybe Dad's cooked for you more than he's cooked
It's
for
not
me.
a mashed potato.
Did you ever think about that?
It's not a mashed potato, but it is mashed, and it is a potato. Do you know other potatoes?
No, hash browns?
Sweet potatoes?
Oh, sweet potatoes. I would never pick that. I'm not even thinking like you, but you do love sweet potatoes. Okay.
I do love sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have collards, you have sweet potatoes, you have ribs.
Now, this other side is definitely more like a California type of side.
Is it a Cobb salad?
It's vegetable.
A California vegetable side.
Let me say that, like, they would probably have this in the South, but it's not prepared the same type of way. So the same, like a similar vegetable would probably be similar, like a vegetable that we would also probably have with Dad, but like, he's not making this style.
Zucchini?
No, it's Mexican elote.
Okay, I was never going to guess that, by the way.
That one's a tough one, but
Okay, and then
now
for
I'm
dessert?
thinking, man, I actually would love a pupusa. So I'm getting all over the place. Dessert.
I feel
good
like
luck.
dessert's hard because we love desserts. I'm going to
dessert.
throw out cheesecake.
Close, but no.
Okay.
It's actually a classic. I'm surprised it would be my last.
Is it creme brulee?
It is apple crisp.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I do love an apple crisp. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's mom.
That's
makes
pretty good.
That. Yeah, mom makes that. Basically, my parents are there before I die. I like to feed me.
I feel like if this were real life and I was choosing my last meal, I wouldn't have that much time to think about it. So I guess I just got to shoot from the hip, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't eat beef, so I was like, I could have gone the completely different route of like, well, I guess if it's my last meal, it's not going to matter that I'm just in pain for my last few moments. Of just double.
Take me out of here. Oh my God, yes.
Right?
Yes. That's why you got to pick one.
Love those.
You have 17 last meals. Okay.
Yeah, but as I'm saying this, I'm like, actually, I want a corn and cheese pupusa. I want a pupusa and a
You want so many things.
I want so many
right?
things. Okay. You got it? What about my drink? Did you get my drink?
Ooh, iced tea. Unsweetened iced tea.
Oh my God, that's actually what it should have been. No.
What was it?
Iced Americano.
Oh, that's pretty good though. You love those.
I love those.
Oh my God. But with water because you're not drinking coffee with your dinner. Okay. I think I got it.
All right.
Okay. My main is a filet mignon. My side one is a Cobb salad. My side 2 is mac and cheese. My side 3 is probably mashed potatoes prepared by a Gordon Ramsay restaurant. My dessert is a creme brulee. And my last drink is an old fashioned with a Luxardo cherry, of course. Okay.
Amit?
I mean, really just shooting from the hip. So it's like, if I had more time to think about that,
Okay.
you know, but okay.
For your sides, are they all hot?
No.
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 They're not all hot. Okay. Is one of them a Cobb salad?
Yes.
Is another one of them asparagus with hollandaise sauce?
No. I also don't like hollandaise sauce,
Oh.
but no.
Brussels sprouts with bacon and balsamic?
No.
Getting real specific.
Yeah, right. I love me some Brussels. No.
Okay.
They're starch heavy, both of the remaining 2 sides.
A bread basket.
No, but I actually was thinking I need some bread on the table. The table bread is included, guys, in the last meal. I'm not picking that, all right? Assume it's there, okay? Lone Star Steakhouse rolls are on the table. Okay.
The apple honey butter. Starch heavy. A baked potato.
No. Oh, that was a good one, though. I love a baked potato.
I mean, what don't we love?
I know, right?
Mashed potatoes.
Yes.
Okay.
Specifically ones
Classic?
prepared at like a Gordon Ramsay or like a really nice restaurant.
Like, are you talking like a classic mashed potato with like...
I'm talking about a
sage,
baby food mashed
rosemary?
potato with a bunch of,
Okay.
you know, very, like a 5-star restaurant mashed potato.
Okay, so you have a mashed potato, a Cobb salad, and... Is it a vegetable?
No, it's starch heavy.
Starch heavy. Oh, yeah. French fries.
No. Thought about it though.
Is it roasted potatoes?
No, it's mac and cheese.
Oh, Classic.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking Dad's mac and cheese is really good.
It's really good.
Most mac and cheese
Exactly.
is pretty good. So yeah, that's definitely worth having. Okay, for your main, I'm gonna go well done filet mignon.
I didn't specify well done, okay? And now that I'm older and go to nicer restaurants, I will take my filet medium well. Thank you very much. But it was filet mignon.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
And honestly, if you throw some onions or some of that blue cheese on there, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Your dessert is an pineapple upside down cake.
No.
Can't believe we both didn't think that.
Yeah, it's not that.
Carrot cake.
No.
Creme brulee.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you would go a little different, but no.
Sometimes it's like you want the best things in life before you, like your favorite things, even if they're not the best things, before you die. Like a little comfort, you know?
Okay, yeah. And then the drink, I'm going to guess it is a old-fashioned, but it is with the right cherry.
You said an old-fashioned with the Luxardo cherry! Oh my god! Yay! She's the big winner of guessing! Wow, I am predictable. So,
very particular.
Yeah.
You literally order that meal minus the old-fashioned
all the time.
90% of the time.
And I'll do it again. So... I do order that. Well, I do often order asparagus on the side, but like on the last meal, veggies. You know, I got a salad, so I feel like that's good enough.
Yeah, and one of the best salads.
Yeah, I do. I was like, do I want a wedge? No, I want a
at
cob.
BJ's is so good.
The wedge
I was
is really
thinking
good.
when you asked where we would go for dinner tonight, I was like, oh, maybe I'll go to BJ's.
It's a good idea.
Right? Anyhow, that was fun.
That was fun.
It's a lot realer than some of these fucking last meals that these bozos are... You know,
let's pretend like we're going to a single restaurant that can serve all of these things, or a single place, and not sourcing in food from across the world. Although I do think that there's something to be said about, like, could I go and eat that steak on the river cruise from the Seine? You know, like, sure, I could get more specific, but I'm not doing that.
But then I feel like that would require me to literally remember every amazing, like, and there are some dishes that are standouts, like the fig tart at Contramar in Mexico City. I think about that tart all the fucking time. So it's like, yes, if I was going to curate a last meal from things, but like generally speaking, like if I was going to be like, man, I really want to have a really good meal, like I'm going to probably source these things and not and by me
send my assistant to order them from across the world.
Get my dad to cook most of it.
We're working within the boundaries of reality for our last meals. So
now, if I knew I was going to die, like, would I be willing to travel to those places to make sure I had them one last time? That could be an interesting extra thought.
But also, okay, we really got to paint the world next time. You know, like, what is the situation in which we're having our last meal? Are we on death row? Are we, you know, this is our last wish, I'm holding you at gunpoint. Is it, you know, you're going to die in 72 hours. What do you want the last thing you eat to be? Or is it, you have 6 months to live and an fettered bank account just full of money. What you gonna do? Those are different things, you know?
That's fair.
So.
And, you know, I guess there is some poetry in the fact that my parents are cooking my last meal for me.
Yeah.
You brought me into this world. Now you're gonna take me out.
See, I feel like that was really sweet. It was harder to guess because, again, that doesn't happen a lot, number one. Number two, my last meal is just things you've seen me order. Your last meal is like very distinct, specific things that maybe I've seen you eat 2 or 3 times in your entire life.
I feel like every time we visit Dad, one of the primary things that I look forward to is him cooking those.
Yes,
and those are staples in which
he doesn't. The last 2 times we were there, we had ribs. They were catered. Remember, I got really sick because they used the liquid smoke.
Yeah,
that stuff makes me vom.
Yeah, you know, to be fair, I don't think Dad has made ribs for me that I could eat because the last time I think he made ribs, they were beef. So he didn't eat them either. I wouldn't.
What an interesting decision, Papa.
And oh my god, but they were like a dry, like that was my first time experience a dry rub. It was like really good. You know, our dad's one of the best cooks.
You know, honestly, you need to step it up, man. I feel like it's been a long time since I've tasted a home cooked full spread. You know, I get pancakes, I get waffles in the morning, but we need some ribs. All right, we need some ribs.
Meanwhile, the last time I was there, he was pre-cooking for my arrival so that I could reheat the food for myself.
I see. This is why I always say I'm the least favorite kid. I don't get none of this. No, I mean, sometimes I go and I'm there for work and they take me to a nice dinner. So.
Yeah, you actually have to stay at their house. He's not lumping all of his food into the car and delivering it to you at your hotel.
Well, he could. Okay. I'm just saying. Anyways,
maybe what you should do is you should take my approach, because every time I talk to him, I'm like, man, I can't wait to come out there and taste your food. Because the man loves nothing more than to feed his family.
He does love to feed his family.
Telling him like, man, I'm really looking forward to those collard greens you made. I love those collard greens.
I guess that's the other point is that like oftentimes like when I'm there, like we're there for a specific event, so like he's not gonna make a full rack of ribs and we have a party later that he's catering. That's so, Dad. Sorry, I jumped the gun on accusing you. I'll take responsibility, sir. I need to find moments where he's, it makes sense for him to be making food for me. So, anyways.
Okay, there's one last question I want to ask, just as a throwaway before we close this week. As we are watching Real Housewives of Potomac, you've also seen, I think, more of the franchise. But like, if you could self-insert yourself into any of these franchises, either because you like the cast or you like the city. You like the vibe it's creating. Like, which Real Housewives franchise do you think you would want to be a member of the cast?
The immediate answer is Atlanta, but I have follow-up questions regardless.
Okay.
Number one, again, what is the situation here? Am I a friend of like a charity case they took from the street, like for Beverly Hills? Or am I to assume that I have that I have Kathy Hilton level money? Like if I join the cast, am I on the same social significance of them? Or am I like myself? I showed up in Atlanta, Nene Leakes saw me on the street, and she was like, girl, I want you to come be my friend on the show. You're awesome.
Whatever you want.
Well, no, because those are different scenarios. Now, obviously, I'd choose Beverly Hills if I'm going to be on par with all of those ladies. I need the money. No, the answer is Atlanta. What about you?
Do you feel like you would have any problems with actually reading these women as well as they do on Atlanta?
Do you think I'd have any problems reading them? I feel like my reads are much more subtle. I dig deep, girls. Like, you don't know. Like, I may not come up with something like, what's wrong with Bob? Something, or, medium-sized pizza. But,
Phaedra knew how to read.
But how many times do I read you just accidentally on a day? Now, the thing is, they would choose war. They're like, oh, no, you did it.
Yes, that's the thing. Like, you'd have to escalate it to that level. Whereas I feel like if I was on a franchise, for example, like Salt Lake City. Now, I wouldn't want to live in This is the problem. I wouldn't want to live in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
But I think I could hold my own among those women.
That's true.
Right? So it's like, that's kind of playing into some of that.
But you got to rise to the occasion and become a phoenix. So, yes, it'd be a rough first season. But I feel like before you know it, wow, I'd own that place.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I haven't seen Miami. Is that even around anymore?
Yeah, it is, but I would never live in Miami.
Did they do a Dallas?
Yes, that's not around anymore.
Don't remember that one. I feel like Beverly Hills would be too hard, but I feel like I'd want to do that one.
Yeah.
It would be hard only because this is a fake place.
Yeah.
These are not real people. Like, this is not a real place that they live in. And the vibes are weird in Hollywood, I think. So, like, I feel like I actually, even though I haven't watched a lot of Salt Lake City, I feel like that would actually be, like, my
Actually, probably be a vibe.
Actually.
And Orange County would actually be a very easy one to slip on into.
Yeah, but I think, like, I
don't like any of the ladies on there. Also, they look old. Every single one of them looks really old. I don't fit in with you. You're, like, 60.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like the Salt Lake City, the vibe I get from Salt Lake City is, like, that could be, because I don't get the sense that they are having knockdown, drag out fights, that they're, they're just saying funny things, and I feel like that could be, I could get with that vibe.
I kind of see that. I could actually feel like I could be real frenemies with the ladies of Salt Lake City. Like, I would actually enjoy hanging out with them.
Yes.
Even if I think that they're, whatever, you're being stupid or, like, you're ridiculous, but I feel like it could be fun to hang out with them.
I feel like I'd need to be on the West Coast. Like, I don't think I could do New York, New Jersey, or Potomac, because the East Coast vibe is just a different type of vibe.
I feel like Atlanta would be hard because I'm too California, even the way I talk. They'd be like, what the hell is wrong with you? But I love, being around black people. Yeah. Being around, people that look like me. So I'm like, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
Orange County, like I said, would be really annoying because I'd actually find that franchise very boring. I don't really like any of the housewives on there. And then Beverly Hills, what a mountain to climb, So Salt Lake City's a good choice.
Yeah, I feel like Atlanta for the same exact reasons, but my problem was it's like everything it's war, and I don't want to go to war like that.
You're definitely picking a side on a war that you didn't even realize was happening until you get there.
I would be so boring; they'd kick me off after one season because like I'm not going to escalate it to where it needs to be because I don't think anything's that serious.
I'm trying to think. If I were in Kim Zolciak's car while she's showing me her mixtape, he's drinking a glass of wine and smoking a cigarette. What's my role in this? Am I charading it and saying, you're actually a good singer? That's good. Or
right?
am I saying
am I a Candy on the show? Because Candy could get heated when she needed to get heated, but for the most part, she was really boring.
She's really boring, and also she it's not like, ooh, when she gets angry, but like, you know, ooh, don't touch me right now. She always breaks out into tears.
Yeah.
Good question.
I'm definitely not a Nene. I think you could be a Nene, but like, I don't think you'd be able to surpass.
Oh God, no. Yes.
Surpass me,
more on
right?
that like range.
Maybe like you, like, and I'm not. I couldn't be a Kenya. Do you know what I mean?
I could be a Phaedra.
I don't think I could go to war with a Nene. I wouldn't want to personally.
No, I wouldn't either. But I feel like I could do it with Phaedra, and like, I feel like I'd be more of Phaedra, honestly, except for the, you know.
Yeah. I think the hard thing would be like I actually would probably I'd still need to work. These ladies don't have real jobs, so it's like I would actually still need to work.
I need to take 2 weeks of vacation time. Can we squeeze the whole season in there?
This was
a fun episode.
I liked it. As always, I really enjoyed hanging out with you. I hope you enjoy the weekend of non-pressure to finish Potomac.
No, I'm actually gonna miss you. I mean, I always miss you. I feel like I miss you every single day, every single moment, every single day.
I never feel that. That's so interesting.
Well, sometimes you just have to know things, you know? You don't get to feel everything. You just have to know it. And now you get to know it because I said it, all right? It's not about you. It's not about you feeling it, all right? I'm not saying that for you, your benefit. Anyways, I hope you have a great weekend away.
Thank you.
And
thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.
Stay pretty. Stay prideful. Especially if you're Black
and a regular listener of this podcast.
Or an Omega.
Or you watch our YouTube and you like and subscribe.
Or a BL fan.
Or something else. Goodbye.
You can't finesse. Bitch, I move smart like a motherfucking Tesla. I'm clutching this Glock, do I look like a wrestler? Get put on your back, tryna act like a flexer. Hold on, wait, this Glock take him out like a date. She give me the pussy, I just want the face. Fuck her real good, put the bitch in her place. I'm high in the bitch, but my mind up in space.